Cow gestation length ranges from 279 to 287 days. For most breeds, 283 days would be common. Cows carrying bull calves tend to have a slightly longer gestation compared to cows carrying heifer calves. Most calves will stand by themselves within the first 30 minutes following birth, although some calves take up to 2 hours. Raising calves can be profitable if you keep in mind these 10 key principles. Source information: Dr. Bas Schouten, consultant veterinarian to NRM. 1. Select good calves right at the start. Be sure to purchase a good quality calf. This is a calf with a minimum weight of 40 kilograms that is at least 5 days old, looks bright and alert and has a dry, clean navel cord. 2. Get colostrum in them quickly. A good colostrum intake is vital for animal health and survival. It is vital a calf gets 2 liters of true colostrum, that is, the very first colostrum produced either by its mother or another cow, before it is 6 hours old. And at least 4 liters in total within the first 12 hours after birth, 2 liters twice a day. 3. Be careful if buying calves in. Calves should be transported in a covered vehicle with soft clean base of shavings, straw or bark at a minimum depth of 100 mm. There must be enough floor space for calves to be able to sit, at least 1 square meter per calf. All calves brought onto the farm should undergo a health check before entry into the calf shelter, including spraying of navel with an iodine-based navel spray. 4. Pen size is important. Allow at least 1.5 to 2 square meters per calf and have no more than 10 to 12 calves per pen. Separate calves by age. Each pen should have calves that are of the same age to within 7 days. 5. First 3 weeks should be under cover. Calves must be sheltered for at least 3 weeks in a dry and draft-free area. The best is a barn that is twice as deep as it is wide, to check for warmth. Get down to ground level to see if there are drafts. Slats or raised floors are often drafty and less suitable. Bedding should be straw, bark, or shavings at least 150 mm deep and added to as required. And there must be a way for moisture and other fluids to drain out and away from the shed. 6. Keep gases out. Good ventilation is critical to remove effluent gases. Ammonia equals pneumonia, so use a base of sand and clay with a slope to allow drainage. 7. Maintain good feeding schedules. Feed milk or good quality calf milk replacer (CMR) at the rate of at least 10% of the body weight daily. I.e. a 40 kg calf requires at least 4 liters a day, with CMR. Follow the recommended mixing rate and volumes on the bag. Don't overmix CMR. Feeding too much or too rich a mixture can make a calf just as sick as underfeeding, and is often a cause of terrible scouring. Make changes in volume or strength gradually, and allow 3 days between changes. 8. Milk feeding basics. Best results are achieved if calves are fed twice a day for at least the first 10 days. Feed milk hot, 40 degrees Celsius, for at least the first 14 days. It is important to use a teat going to a compartmentalized feeder, so greedy calves don't too much milk. It's best to have the same person feed the calves each day so they get to know the calves, which will make spotting any problems easier. A calf that isn't performing is easier to see when a person is used to the animals. 9. Concentrates, roughage and water. The earlier a cow's rumen develops, the quicker it will put on weight, and that is done by introducing a concentrate early on, for them to try. Feed a highly palatable, protein-based concentrate in small amounts, a handful each, from the very first, gradually increasing to 1.5 to 2 kilograms per day. And allow access to hay or straw. Calves must always have access to clean fresh water at all times from the day they are born. They can be weaned off milk when they reach your weaning goals, for example 100 kilograms in weight. Continue meal or pellet supplement for at least 1 month after weaning off milk, at the rate of 1.5 to 2 kilograms per day. Number 10. Animal health is everything. Sterilize barn, bedding and feeding utensils with a proven virucidal spray before entry into the barn and twice weekly. Carefully observe calves daily, record and treat properly at therapeutic levels. If a calf starts scouring, stop feeding it milk, quarantine it and start it on electrolytes straight away. A scouring calf will often be dehydrated and its upset rumen will not be able to process the milk. There are many different reasons for scouring, and a common one for first-time calf rearers is providing too much milk or too rich a mixture, so a feed of electrolytes is often enough to help a calf recover quickly. Once it stops scouring, it can be returned and fed as normal. Scours can also be caused a huge number of bacterial infections and viruses, so don't hesitate to call your vet if you have an animal scouring. Quick reactions at the first sign of trouble will always be cheaper than waiting to see if scouring gets worse. While bacterial scours can be treated with antibiotics, viral scours are more common and more serious. The one everyone dreads is rotavirus, which usually hits at the 2 to 6 day mark. The scouring will be very yellow and look like mucus. Not only is it highly contagious, it also means everything in your shed must be disinfected. It costs $5 to $6 per calf per day to raise a calf from birth to weaning. A 56-day birth-weaning period typically has an estimated $336 of expenses. In early weaning systems, calves need to begin eating some grain by 2 weeks of age, to allow enough rumen development to occur before weaning at 5 or 6 weeks of age. If we do a good job of managing grain intake, it is possible to wean calves at 6 weeks, even when milk feeding rates are high. 62% of the calves were weaned between 170 and 230 days of age. And replacement heifer calves had an average weaning weight of 532 pounds, 241 kilograms. While bull and steer calves had an average weaning weight of 559 pounds, 254 kilograms. Raising a beef animal for slaughter will take 26 to 28 months, if it is raised on grass alone, and around 14 to 18 months if it is raised on grain, like in a feedlot. This is for a calf being raised specifically for meat, not potential breeding stock. It will take over a year, 367 days, to grow a 500-pound calf to 1,000 pounds. If its average daily weight gain is 1.5 pounds per day. Some extensive forage finishing systems may require a longer duration for calves to reach slaughter weight, if forage quality and quantity restrict growth to no more than 1 pound per day. The United States is the largest consumer of beef in the world in 2020, followed by China and Brazil.